Hello Panthers, this is Mr. Hernandez the Tech Teacher, and welcome to week 7 of the second 9 weeks, quarter 2 for Binary Code assignment. Let's get to my digital copy of this game to get started. Panthers, this is for kinder all the way to 5th grade. Now I'm going to show a slight easier version of this game in a moment for my younger grades, and in fact this game is a little bit more challenging overall, that we might all play it the easy way in a little bit. But I'm showing you this digital copy. Panthers, some of you have been seeing me show you in class this digital copy of the binary code and all the activities. And so I'm going to share that with you. So down below, if you see this video, there's a link to this PowerPoint with all these codes and games that we did with the binary code, starting from our cheat sheet with the alphabet and the numbers and just different examples. All right. And so coding tasks, pixel art, and now we're here on Mindmaster. You'll even get to see what's coming next week, and I'll explain that next week for next week's video. But this is Mindmaster, Panthers, and the idea is you play with 2 players. Now you could probably play this with 3 players, but I wouldn't recommend any more than 3 players. Now the rules are here on the left, but I'm going to explain to you right now. And so listen carefully, and I hope I get these rules across because they're a little challenging. Mindmaster is a game about where one person codes, and then the other person guesses. The person who codes just does one line of code, and then that's it. Now, I know we've been learning what the binary code is for certain letters and numbers. You don't necessarily have to know it for this. You just have to put a code and then have the other person guess. So, here's how you do it. Player 1, coder, puts a code. And let's pretend this is what they put, okay? Standard rules basically means that the coder is going to put any line of code on one line, and then that's it. Okay? They're not going to do anything else for coding on their board. Now the other player cannot look at the coder's code. So you're going to be putting your boards in your boxes and not showing anybody. Okay? Well, the coder can see the guesser's board, but the guesser can't see the coder's board. I hope that made sense. Okay? Now the guesser, without any hints or clues right now, has to try to get started with the code, all right? And then after doing the one line of code, the coder is going to give them one hint. And you'll see what that hint is here in a second. So for example, I'm the guesser. I have all my beads here. And I'm going to guess a code. Let's just say I randomly put 2 beads in these 2 spots. Now I, as the coder, have to say how many they have correct. Not where they are correct, but just how many they have correct. And so I, as the coder, will say, well, you have 1 bead correct. Huh. So between these 2 beads, I have 1 correct. Now it doesn't mean anything other than just 1 bead, because it's either these 2 are correct, but there could be others, and so you just don't know. All right, and it's a mystery, but you just have to keep guessing. All right. And so the coder only has 5 chances though, and that's what makes this game hard for this version. The real life version of Mindmaster, you have a bunch of rows, but we only get 5 rows, 5 turns as the guesser. All right, it's hard. It's challenging, Panthers, and it's gonna stretch your brain power. Anyhow, so let's say I have 1 correct, and so as my second guess, as the guesser, I just put 1 bead down, and now as the coder, I might say you have 0 beads correct. Well, now for my third guess, I'm gonna put this bead right here. And now as the coder, I'd probably say, hey, you only have 1 bead correct. Okay, so I have 1 bead correct. I know this one goes there. I know it's not this one here. Okay. And so I only have 2 more tries as the guesser. So my next line, my 4th try, I'm going to put 1 right there. And then, I could go either way. I could go lots of ways, right? What if I do something like this as the guesser? Okay. You never know. It's hard. It's challenging. And then the coder would say, you have 2 lines of code correct. Okay? Now, I know I'm looking at my code as the coder, but if you were the guesser and you guessed, oh, I could either go, I know this one's right, I could either put 1 here in the first or in the last one here. And then if you did that as the guesser, the coder would say, you have only 1 correct. You are not the Mindmaster. That round finishes. But if you had put it in the front, the coder would say, you have 2 correct. You are a Mindmaster. And then, yeah, you got it right. a lot of it is just chance, probability. Some of it is just luck, like I'm saying. And some of it is skill, just trying to problem solve. Now, that's the hard way of playing without any hints except for after you place it, the beads one line at a time. Now, here's a slightly easier way, and this is where most of you might even play it, all the way from kinder to 5th grade, okay? As the coder, I'm going to start over and say how many beads I'm using. Not where they are, but how many total beads I'm using, all right? So as the coder for the next round, and you would switch, okay? Make sure you guys switch. But this is the easier way. So if you start this way, I suggest you keep it this way, okay? I have 3 beads. Now as the guesser, you're like, oh, I got 3 beads. Well, let's start off like this. And the coder would say, you have 1 bead correct. Oh man, I only got 1 bead. Okay, well, as the guesser, you might have to just try your luck. Okay, what if they do something like this? And then the coder would say, you have 2 beads correct. Oh wow, well, as the guesser, there was only 1 bead that you changed. Okay, and a while ago you only had 1 correct. So if you had changed this one and now you have 2, more than likely it wasn't this one. That's my thinking. It may or may not be correct, right? But I'm looking at it right now. And so you as the guesser for the next one, you might say, oh, okay, well, what if I do something like this? You have 2 beads correct, the guesser would say. Well, I'm still using only 3. And so process of elimination, well, I haven't done this. Okay? And then the coder would say, you are the Mindmaster, you got it correct. Another variation is if you didn't try that, you could have done something like this, right? And the Codemaster would say, you only have 2 correct, right? And so by the last one, hopefully you can get it down to the 3. So, Panthers, this is Mindmaster. It's a little bit challenging. It's going to stretch your critical thinking, and that's a good thing. You may get it right one round, you may not get it right, and that's okay. It's a challenge. It's fun. I hope you like it. Can't wait to see you in class to try out Mindmaster binary code activity for week 7. Panthers, bye for now.